Here we are.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, Courtney, please come on up if you want. But
Yeah, I don't bite. Just don't ask my husband.
I didn't miss it, Guardian. But I was in there for some of it, and then I had to leave, and then I came back and was lost, and yeah, I don't know. Nobody should feel that way. Welcome everybody. This morning, my guest is LeAnne from the Mennonite Farmhouse.
Hello.
And LeAnne taught me something very interesting couple of her videos ago. I didn't know that Lodge made a cast iron bread pan. How am I out of this loop? But she has some really great bread recipes, so you really need to go check her channel out.
Well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. So you can. So a lot of our followers here at Rebel Canners would love to see some of those recipes. I'm not good with bread. I'm really trying to learn. I do sourdough, but
sourdough I think is harder.
But when I make regular bread, I make bricks. So I think I was watching. I think you were telling me you were talking about not adding your liquids all at once, and I think that's what I was doing.
Or the flour too much.
Yeah.
Add that gradually.
I think at the end when it wasn't like sticky, it was too sticky. I was just adding another cup, and you were saying like to add it by the tablespoonful.
Did you see my head shake too much? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm watching your video. I'm going, oh, do you see the light bulb going off over the top of my head when I'm watching your video? I'm like, that's what I've been doing wrong.
Yeah, I try to make it like I do it like how I would want to be told, like step by step. Like I watch all these other YouTubers, and I'm like, huh? Why are they making it seem like it's like artwork or like something that's way over my head? No, you just work with it and just learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, I make beautiful bricks.
And I also
got good loaves.
And I spend a lot of time watching the Needy Homesteaders bread making videos.
Yes. She doesn't live very far from me.
Really?
She's just up the road a piece. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love Heather. Heather's the reason I'm a YouTuber.
We all need to be watching her videos and supporting her right now while she can't do as many videos. We really, if you can just go and watch one a week or more, just make sure you watch. I've watched all of her videos, and I'm going through and watching them all again, just so that sourdough is actually, I find it really easy because if you can grow sourdough because you just put it in a canning jar and you leave it there for 3 days. You come back and do something, and you leave it, and then you come back and do something, and it's kind of forgiving too. If you can't really kill it. It's hard to kill it.
My part is the artisan bowls. Mm-hmm. And just trying to figure out how long to let it raise. Then the scoring's not so bad. But yeah, it's just the process of rising it scares me.
Yeah. But
then the crust is too hard for my husband. He's like, that's hard to chew.
I haven't been able to eat the crusty breads lately. Not since I was ill there at Halloween time. Between Halloween and Thanksgiving.
It was right before Folk Food Festival. Oh.
Well, we've got the second wave going through our house now. The Omni. Hi, Brooklyn honeybees. Welcome. Thank you for
coming by the way, I can't see the chat. Since I'm just on my phone.
Okay. Sorry.
That's all right. I didn't even think to tell you that.
I'll try to watch. We've got Guardian Prepper. We've got Wide Family Farm.
Hey, Courtney.
Gardener Josh and his wonderful goose. I love Josh's goose. Brooklyn Honeybees in here. Let me go back up and see if I've missed anybody. Tiny Tim Posey. Thank you for coming in. Bruce with Backwoods Log. There was somebody earlier on I was talking to. Wild Nature Farm is here. And Debbie is here. So I think I've got everybody now. But
and my table of 3, she's supposed to be coming in and watching you today. She just premiered her video on hot packing chicken this morning.
Oh, I have chicken to do this afternoon, but I have more fish to do first. And my nephew is out on the bay fishing for me. I'm hoping he got 1 walleye last weekend. I'm hoping he gets a little bit more walleye. Oh, Dustin is here, King Poobah, Courtney's husband. Welcome, Dustin. I think he should be more the king of the hot peppers. He's got 290 hot pepper plants going right now, he said. What are you starting? Are you starting anything right now for seeds?
I want to start flowers, but I haven't got motivated yet just because I don't have grow light bulbs in my light yet. But we've learned not to start till April since our last frost date is May 15th here.
Yes.
So it's been a disaster if we start before April. But
I'm doing the winter sowing where you sow them and then you put them in milk jugs and then you just leave them outside and water them if they need it. And so I did 10 more milk jugs this morning, but I'm just doing the really early stuff, the herbs.
We've tried to start onion seeds already, but my husband learned just like a month after we learned this when to actually just sow the onions into the ground in the garden in August. We're going to try that.
Oh, okay.
So then, they'll be able to be harvested sooner in the summer.
Oh.
So we're going to try that next year.
Wild Nature Farm. I just got my new All-American canner, putting it through its test run today, then canning pork.
Oh.
My old Muro's parts just won't show up, so I had to get a new canner. That's very frustrating. I found that the local hardwares keep a nice supply of old parts.
My mom has 5 Muros.
And then the Amish grocery hardware here in the state I live in, they have an entire aisle just of canner parts, new parts for old canners. So, I mean, I didn't know you could switch out so many parts to the All-American even. I mean, they had a whole rack of just like 3 feet by 6 foot tall of just All-American parts. And then the rest was Presto Muro.
I don't know if you've seen my All-American in my videos. It's from the 30s. So I bought it off of Craigslist for $60.
Wow.
So I had to call up Red Hill General Store, and they were like, this is what you need to replace for safety to get it going. $59 later because it didn't come with a rack. But, $120 for an All-American.
That's still
I'm not complaining.
No.
And
it'll last you your lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. And my mom says, oh, my aunt had one like that. And my mom's almost 80, so you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. But it'll be around. It'll be around forever. It's, those things just are so good.
They did warn me that the safety valve might wear out on it. So I don't know. If that day comes, it comes. But I'm going to wear it out.
There you go.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, Courtney got one for $20 at a flea market this last summer.
Wow,
I'm like,
that person
I'm so
was
jealous.
stupid.
I am so jealous.
Wow. Like, my All-American still had the peacock going up and down.
That's what ours does. Becca, I'm staying with Becca, and she got her grandmother's, and it has the peacock valve.
I still don't understand why I had to replace the gauge. Because if it has a 10-pound weight on it, why do I need to look at a weight or a gauge?
I like the peacock rather than the weight, but
well,
I like my Prestos. I like the weights on my Prestos though. So I don't know why I like the peacock on the All-American and the weight on the Prestos, but I do. I'm funny that way.
I'm starting to learn that I like the weighted weight on the Prestos because mine came with a gauge, and then I finally got it tested right down at lockdown. It was reading 2 pounds more.
Well, at least that's good though. Over is better than under.
Well, my food was mush.
Yeah. but it was still safe.
Oh
to
yeah,
eat.
I'm not gonna kill myself from eating my food. Yeah, I see your point. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's why my Swiss chard looks like crap. And my beans. Oh, but yeah. Because I called Presto because my local hardware store didn't have a 3-piece weight. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, no, the weights are way more accurate. You'll never have to replace your gauge. Spend the $17 and you'll never have to worry about it. And she said she was a canner, and I was just like, all right, somebody I can actually talk to about it.
Teasers, pleasers, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Roberta's Artistic Adventures just said hi to you. LeAnne can't see the chat, so I'm
Hi, Roberta.
Yeah, Wild Nature Farm looked for 2 years for a secondhand canner and couldn't find one in Alberta, Canada. They're not hard. They're not easy to find even here.
Like,
really
it was a
not.
blessing to come across that one.
I do buy them when I find them at the thrift stores. I buy them and recondition them. And I just had, my niece just said last night, boy, I wish I had a canner. And I'm like, why didn't you say that before I drove all the way out here? I'd have picked up one I have in the basement and brought it to you. I gave away 3 last year.
Yeah, I
But
keep
they make
looking.
videos fixing them, and then I just give them away.
I look for them, and my husband's like, why do you want one? I'm like, we have to. I'm like, you just
My stove
don't
has
know.
4 burners, honey.
Yeah, he don't understand. He's never in there when I'm canning.
And also, you can take one off, set it to cool, put the other one on, heat it right up. That's what my mom would do. I mean, we had them going.
Oh yeah, that's why my mom had 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my dad would always help her, so they had, the manpower to fill them all up at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad helped too. My dad was a great help. He would always he was always in charge of chopping and
yeah, same here.
My
dad was always in charge of that knife. No one else was allowed to cut. So now you see me in my videos using my knife, and my viewers are like, well, you're not afraid of that knife anymore. But yeah.
I have a ulu, and I find that it is more of a rocking motion, but you can just totally come up and down, and it's not the sawing motion, and I don't get the pain in my hands, the arthritis type pain in my hands by using the ulu. So I really like to use the ulu for chopping, for canning. I know that's not a common knife around here. It's more of an Alaskan thing, but I really like it.
I was like,
Stuart's prepping just came in. Hello, everyone.
I'm like, oh, that sounds like something I can get my parents. They're celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary today.
Oh, congratulations.
And my dad turns 85 on the 10th.
Oh, my word. Wow.
I'm like, oh, I can get them that knife. They would love it.
Yeah, it's round, like a rocking chair at the bottom. And you can either just rock it forward to chop, or you can just come straight down on everything, and anything out of the sides then gets chopped as well, because it's the way that the thing comes out. So it doesn't hurt my hands with the arthritis as bad to use the ulu. But I loved your other bread recipe, your French bread recipe too. I love French bread. I may have to be brave enough to just make that.
Just do it. What's the worst?
Okay.
Yeah, you call me. What's the worst thing can happen? Well, then again,
I make another brick, and the chickens love the bricks.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then you eat the chicks, so it's a win-win.
That's right. Either way, I get to eat. It's okay. I'm a little discouraged about YouTube, though. I did my live on Thursday, and I got 2 hours taken away off my time, total time earned. And then last night I got 2 more hours taken off my time.
I hear some people are getting that. I'm not trying to look at my hours because
I'm going backwards. Yeah, watch your hours. I'm going backwards, even though I'm doing a lot more, and it's very frustrating. So we may be on here for a while. You don't have to stay the whole time, but I might be here for a while today.
Well, if I leave, it's just because my phone got too hot. It's done that for me.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're the first person after Courtney. Courtney has been really helping me a lot. The other day you were in a live and you're like, I'll be on your channel if you go live. And I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to find you. And all I can find you is in other people's lives. And I don't want to be rude and say, I could not find your email though.
It's in the bottom of almost every.
After you told me that, I went back and then it was there. But the first time I looked, it wasn't there. I'm like, why am I having so much trouble?
Mom brain.
Yeah. But I'm glad I finally connected and you could be here. Like I said, I have learned a lot from your videos.
Wow.
I've learned a lot. It's been, I was like sitting there, you should have heard me through the house. What do you mean Lodge has cast iron?
They even have cornbread pans, and I might buy one. I'm trying to logically think if it's this expense. If you buy the cornbread one, you can make hot dog rolls in it.
Oh.
But
I have like the old fashioned corn shaped pan that has a little corn in it that's cast iron.
That's the one I'm talking about.
It's not Lodge. It's not Lodge brand, but it's older than Lodge. It was my grandmother's. She was around before Lodge. And it probably came from her grandmother.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have one of those.
My grandma was raised by her grandmother. So
oh wow.
Her mom was into other things and which was very rare in the 1930s.
I have a relative like that.
She was a wild woman. Let's just put it that way in the 1930s. So she was raised by her grandma, who was ex-Amish. So when they were Amish Mennonite in Pennsylvania, and when they came here, there was no church. So they went to the only church that was open because you just went to church.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they came here, they didn't have a church to belong to. So they changed churches. But a lot of the recipes are the nice old German recipes. So
mm-hmm.
I have her homemade noodles.
Ooh.
Recipe. But it's, a teacup of flour, an eggshell of cream for every egg.
I just love that. One of my friends asked an Amish person for her whoopie pie recipe. It is the best whoopie pie I've ever had. Mm-hmm. But it says like a half a can of lard and all sorts of measurements. I'm like, yeah, they really wanted us to be able to make this.
I remember some of my grandma's recipes were like, a soup can of this.
And now soup cans are smaller at the store because of inflation.
How are you gonna instead of they used to be 14 ounces, now you're lucky if you can find a 12-ounce soup can. I'm pretty sure they're about to go to 8 the way they're and the price doesn't change.
It goes up.
Yeah.
So that's why cooking from scratch is so important now.
It is. And knowing how to do it. There's so many people that have lost the art of cooking. Even my boys, I've taught my boys to cook something, to be able to, even
defend for yourself.
Fry an egg, your day has started. You can fry an egg and make toast. You can start the day. You can end the day that way. You'll live, Hi, Mr. Boots and Bounty. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, Steve.
And so, I've always taught them, and then I graduate them up to learning how to make other things and stuff.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I started the YouTube channel, just so my nephews and niece have a digital library of how I cook my food.
Yes.
Because their mothers, Lord help them, need help.
I love my sister, but you can take her gravy, you can slice it, put it on a slice of bread, and it is thick enough. It doesn't run off. It's solid.
Oh, I used to be able to cook like that.
I'm like, that's not gravy. Gravy is supposed to pour. You can't pour this. You slice it. This is not gravy.
Yeah.
I taught myself to cook though in defiance of my parents because my mom and dad were meat and potatoes people.
Like Pennsylvania Dutch cooking.
Yes. So 3 times a day you had meat and potatoes and maybe a vegetable. Maybe. If it was in season out of the garden, maybe. But you had meat and potatoes 3 times a day. And I wanted to learn other things, you know.
Oh, my dad can make a mean fried potatoes in the cast iron skillet.
So I cook on the open campfire for a church camp every summer. I volunteer as their nurse/cook for wilderness camp. So we cook over the open fire. So we made baked potatoes, and the next morning we had all these baked potatoes left over. So I sliced them up and fried them in our bacon grease. These kids had never had fried taters and bacon grease. Oh my goodness, these boys couldn't get enough. They're like, can you make that tomorrow? You know, they didn't want the baked potatoes. So they had those at home, or, you know, when you go to a restaurant, they'd had those. But those fried taters and bacon grease were the best things since sliced bread.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to use up the leftovers so we didn't have to throw them away.
Yeah, when they come to my house, they're like, what can you make? Oh. They were blown away when we made soft pretzels.
Oh, yes.
I never made them before, but they were so easy and fun to make.
Yes.
So that was a memory. They'll always remember Aunt LeAnne and soft pretzels.
Oh, we've got a few more people in the side chat over here. Hi, Shift Kicker. Stuart's prepping. Backwoods Law had a comment here. Graham's taught me how to figure out something to eat with a hodgepodge of ingredients. Keep the privates in my squad happy. Yes. Yes.
Well, that's one way to say it.
Yep. Keep all of them happy. If nothing else, you can always take a hodgepodge of ingredients and make a great pot of soup.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I don't even go to the grocery store on a regular basis for, you know.
When my kids were little, I didn't have anything in the house for lunch one day. And I was just like, what am I going to do? I had a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit. So I made each a little plate. They each got like 5 goldfish crackers because that's all that was left in that box. And they got a helping of applesauce, and we didn't have enough to make 5 sandwiches. So I had enough for 2 sandwiches. So I made 2 sandwiches and I cut them into quarters, and they each got an even number of quarters of the sandwich. And I made this little charcuterie tray of kid food. And they to this day think that's the greatest meal they ever had. Why didn't you do that more? And I'm like, I was just too poor to have anything. I didn't have money to go to the store that day, and I didn't have that much in my cupboard. I just, it was old Mother Hubbard trying to find something in the cupboard.
My favorite soup now is something I made out of an accident. There's a recipe called buttered beef, which is a pot roast with ranch dressing, Italian seasoning mix, the yellow pepper rings, and the pickled juice from that, and a stick of butter, and you slow roast that for 10 hours or so.
Yes.
Then you eat that over mashed potatoes. Then you take that broth. Then you dump a jar of Ball's vegetable soup base, dump that in, and maybe pasta, and cook that till the pasta's done.
Ooh. Oh, so you make like a minestrone kind of soup out of it.
Oh, it is amazing. I don't know what that pickle juice does, but it just sings.
Yummy. I'll have to try that. We have Litanya King. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't done many soups this winter. I don't know why. I need to do some more soups. I used to do soup and bread a lot. When I would homeschool, I'd put a soup in the crock pot, put some bread in the bread maker. Yes, I cheated because I didn't want to make a brick.
Hey, I'll admit this here. I have a bread machine.
and then that's what we had for supper that night, because or lunch, whatever. If it was one, it was either one or the other. You had it for supper that night and lunch the next day or whatever. And I did a lot of that. Well, good. I'm glad, Guardian Prepping, that Kay says you make the best toast.
Hey, that's a skill in itself.
Yes. Now I challenge you to make it over an open fire when you're out there camping. That's not easy. That's really hard to make good toast.
I make the best toast in the air fryer.
I haven't done that.
Just, take the French bread and do a Texas size thickness, and then soften butter and Italian seasonings and garlic powder. Yeah. Yep.
I've been on a sweet potato fry in the air fryer kick. I microwave them for a couple minutes so they're soft enough to cut, because otherwise,
you can't do it.
You can't cut them. And then I cut them and I put that wood-fired garlic seasoning salt on it. They're so good. Ooh, he does do Bray twice a month. Bread over the fire is amazing. Yes, it is. It is. You need to video it for us, though. We don't believe it unless we see it or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I believe you, but I want to see it, too. I love his videos. I love the last one he did where he's riding his bike by the ocean. Being far from the ocean, I always miss it.
You got the Great Lakes, don't you?
I do, but the waves are not the same.
I guess not.
And there's no salt. It's not salt water, but that's a good and a bad, But I don't get over there as often as I'd like. I'm kind of in the middle, far away from them.
I think the closest I've been to Lake Erie is like when I was going past Pittsburgh to go pick up a combine head. And I can't just say, honey, let's take 4 hours out of the way just to go see Lake Erie.
Yeah, especially if you're going to meet somebody, and then especially if you got a combine head on the back pulling it too.
That was like a 16-hour day.
Oh.
And we were only at our destination maybe an hour.
Yeah, that's a long day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make a video on that. Awesome. I love campfire cooking, so I love to see how other people campfire cook. The only thing I hate to cook on the campfire is pork chops. They dry out too fast.
Yeah, I like low and slow in a cast iron skillet.
Yes.
And makes the best pork chops. I tried to do it in the air fryer once. I actually did the loin, and my husband's like, don't ever do that again.
Okay.
I spoiled him.
Failures like that, I just take and put barbecue sauce on, and I meant to make pulled pork, honey. I meant to make pulled pork. That's it. It was always meant to be pulled pork.
I did a pulled pork barbecue pizza last night for the first time.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Because the night before, I just didn't feel like cooking, so I took a can of pulled pork, my pork butt, and I also can sweet and sour sauce. It's in the complete book of complete whatever, the big one.
Yeah. I
do the sweet and sour sauce. So I heat those two together, then serve that over mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
And I actually, that Thursday night, I did mashed potatoes from the canned potatoes for the second time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also opened up a can of canned beets from my garden. 5-jar meal, let me tell you.
There you go.
In 10 minutes. I was like, man, I should have done a video on this.
You should have.
Well, note to self, I'm going to do that. Like, it was amazing. So the leftover pork, I was like, what am I going to do with it? So last night, I got my Stampede barbecue sauce from the same recipe as the 2-in-1 sauce that's in the book. And I opened up a jar of that, put that as my sauce, slapped on some mozzarella, then the leftover pork.
Ooh.
It was good. I was like, I gotta remember this.
Guardian Prep, Mr. Boots and Bounty just ran. He said he had to go. Bye. Guardian Prepping, I will definitely look up pot brewed. I will definitely look that up. And some people are still picking on Courtney about her bread. We're not going to go there. Teasers Pleasers said best pork chops can be made in an Instant Pot. I'll have to try that. I have my Instant Pot. And Dustin should have been here for breakfast this morning because he said eggs and corned beef hash and cast iron is something I miss. And that's what I had for breakfast this morning with homemade hash browns. and it was good. Everything's better in cast iron. I love to cook in cast iron.
Yeah, like I said in my video, I do most of my cooking in cast iron.
Yeah, we have a Blackstone griddle now, and I love cooking out there. That's like almost as good as cooking in cast iron over the open fire.
I think
it's so good.
I think I'm gonna not tell my husband, but I'm gonna buy him a Blackstone for his birthday, just so I can get one.
Yes,
because he's so hard to shop for.
Oh, they're so nice though. They are so nice, and they clean up so easy. Like when you have the regular grill and you got the little grates, you know, it is so hard to clean up. And you've got that, you just run your spatula across there and it's clean.
Well, my charcoal grill is cast iron grill.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Sam's Club. Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not messing with no stuff that flakes off. Oh, no. Nope, cast iron.
And Luis Mastro Mateo is here. Glad to have you. Better late than never. You're never late. You're just early for the second half.
And if that barbecue grill ever, disintegrates because it might, not last my lifetime, I can take that cast iron grill, and put it over cinder blocks and build a fire under that.
Yep.
If I desperately need to.
Yep. I've done that with a couple of my barrel kind of grill. It was round and round right to the bottom. And even though it had a cover, every time it rained, stuff would get in there and water, and it rusted in the bottom. So now I just use the grill and the cover outside over the campfire. Okay, that works. Courtney says, I love Asian food on it. I love Asian food on the Blackstone too. Stir fry, because you can just spread it all out and cooks really quick. And I like my rice really cooked, like crunchy, like, you know what I mean? Like it's like it comes from the
fried rice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish my husband liked rice as much as I do. I mean, I don't love it, but there's some days I just want to make my version of Chinese food.
Yes.
Like the Needy Homesteader has her fried rice recipe for the Instant Pot. Well, I'll use an onion broth in that I can, and then I'll use my canned pork in it and add mushrooms and everything else. Oh. But no. My husband doesn't like rice. He says it doesn't stick to him.
Shauna Robertson is asking, can you can meat in a water bath canner? Yes, you can. It is not USD approved anymore, but it does take 4 hours of water bathing. So you have to have another teapot on the side with water boiling. Keep adding to keep your 1-inch headspace covered. It is not easy to do. It is possible. A lot of countries still do that. A lot of other places, they do that, and that's all they have to do. They don't have pressure canners, so that's what they do. But it is 4 hours in the water bath canner. So I prefer to pressure can, just because I don't have that much time to sit there and babysit it. You have to really watch it. You can't let it go down, the water level go down. So. But a lot of the old order Amish do not pressure can. They only water bath. Still here in the United States too. So. I made a lot of people have wrenches in the chat.
Oh.
That way, if anybody wants to drop their link to their channel, they can do that because they have a wrench. They can drop their link. I am more than happy to have other people. I can't do it while I'm doing this. But if you want to, any of the mods want to drop links to all of these channels, please feel free to do that. Shauna Robertson, thank you. I had been told that. I don't own a pressure canner. Yes. So, Outdoors with Big Matt. Hi. Welcome. Luis Mastro Mateo, yeah, I only use a pressure canner with a rocker because the electric canners and any pressure gauges need to be checked on a regular basis. So you're maintaining that pressure. Yeah, you really should check them once a year. I'm guilty. I don't necessarily check mine once a year, but I also guard them with my life, so I don't let my kids put my camera
Bang 'em.
away or touch them.
I didn't realize, they say to take it to the extension office, and I thought, oh, my little county, they would probably don't even have the equipment to do it. And so I put it off and put it off. Then I finally call them. Oh, yeah, we do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm like, really? Why did I just assume? So, yeah, call your local extension office.
They often will come to the local farmer's market once a year and do it for you there, too. So if they're not doing it at your farmer's market, call them and ask them why they're not, because they should come out and do that once a year for everybody.
Yeah, I was just surprised.
It's sort of in their job description.
Yeah. So I was surprised. I'm like, really?
Yeah, some canned meat, Backwoods Log says, just don't look at the science project in the jar, lol. It tastes great, but some people might not like the looks of canned meat. Well, even store-bought canned meat is, those Subi canned chicken, whole canned chickens. Oh, don't open one. Don't open one. Like,
you couldn't pay me to open one of those.
Just don't open it. Don't do it. Because even though it tastes really good, once you get it cooked, when you first open those canned chicken from the store, they smell so bad.
Like the tuna?
Yeah. Actually, tuna smells better than the canned chicken. That's a scary thought.
Yeah, my mom hardly canned meat when I was growing up. She did do pork links when we were butchering once. So I never had experience with home canned meat until we started butchering, or processing, I should say, our own meat. So I started out with beef and chuck roast. Yep. And boy, oh my. Then my husband's like, don't buy meat to can. Well, guess what? I bought some chicken. Yeah. So now I'm allowed to can chicken and pork. And
it takes the toughest cuts of meat, which usually are the cheapest, and makes them really tender. So that's why my mom always did it, because it was a budget saver. You could take the really hard, tough, bristly pieces of meat and make them into prime rib just by cooking them in the canner. Even if you don't can them, cooking them in the canner makes them better. I do prefer canned meat now over store meat too, Louis Master Mateo. Roberta's Artistic Adventure says, is LeAnne able to read the comments too, Tammy? And she can't. She's on her phone, so it's too small for her to see. I know when she's in other lives on different things, she can read the comments. She just can't do it today. She's like, know that there's a tab over there that shows you the comments? There's a tab.
There is?
Yes, on the side. It looks like
I'm on Safari. Does that help?
I don't know. It's just on mine. It's on the right hand side.
It says you're in the show, and it shows my picture.
Yeah, it may be just because of what the device you're on.
It might be.
But no, she can't see the comments. That's why I'm reading them to her. She's on her phone.
One day, I'm waiting on Elon Musk to provide me with internet. Yeah. And my husband's permission, of course.
Courtney, I absolutely love my taco meat. And I did the taco seasoning that I made myself. And I used the clear gel instead of cornstarch. And it is really good. My table of 3. Hi.
Hey, Carrie.
I've got to keep up with the time zones better. Hello, all.
I didn't even think about her being in a different time zone. But yeah, so now I have, pantry staple chicken on my shelves. Yep. Or meats. And in this day and age, I don't know why people just don't do it more.
There goes my light again. That darn light today. It is not going to stay up there. Well.
And Carrie just posted her video on how to hot pack chicken. Table of 3, I should say. My table of 3, she has a video on how to hot pack chicken.
Well, if somebody could, will you drop the link to her channel in the chat, please? I can't do it
because you're on here.
Becca is out sick today, so I don't have my usual backup, but there's a lot of wrenches in the chat. They can feel free to put people's channels in.
My table of three, she actually made my pizza dough recipe for her pizza using her home canned chicken in her video.
Ooh. Yeah, Courtney, you would love the taco meat. It's so quick and easy. And then you could get your fresh greens out of the garden and have dinner ready in just the time it takes to heat up the taco meat.
Yeah, it's so much better than going to the store.
Yes, it's so much better. Anthony Boosie, sorry we got our times mixed up. We're here. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Shauna, it doesn't matter if it's raw or cooked. It still has to be water bath for the full 4 hours. So you can start out with pre-cooked meat. If anything like hamburger that you want to like be separated, don't want it to be into a meat loaf, you're going to want to at least brown it first before you put it in your jars. Rem's Family Farm is here. Hi. LeAnne can't see the chat, so I know I sound a little redundant as I read her the chat, but that way she knows what's going on too. Yeah, ground beef is really good. I like hamburger meat done up. I love taco meat. You can season it and have it ready for different things, and then you can add it in really quick to casseroles or whatever you're doing, and it really cuts your time down. Pre-cooked. And I love my canned turkey. Don't tell my kids all my canned chicken is really canned turkey, because it's cheaper to buy turkey and can it.
So I have a 17-pound turkey in the freezer that I need to do something with. So do you pre-cook it like 2/3 of the way? Like, yeah, because I'm not about deboning it raw.
It's actually, I find it easier to debone raw myself. But if you don't want to, you can cook it like in your roaster and debone it. And then you get a lot of broth that way too to put back in on top of it. So.
Okay. Yeah, Christmas, I had my bones from my turkey in my Instant Pot within like half hour after eating Christmas meal, and I was canning the next day. Let me tell you.
I when I go to other people's for Christmas or Thanksgiving, I'm always like, please, can't I have the bones? Please, if you're just going to throw it away, can I please have it? And one of my friends from the Facebook group, she lives nearby here, and I met her, and she texted me one day, messaged me, and she goes, I know this is a strange thing, but I know you would like this. We made a huge ham this week, and I don't have anywhere to put the bones from the ham. Would you like it? I'm like, oh, yes. I was like, this is a wonderful gift. Yes. And so I brought it home and made a great big pot of ham and bean soup.
I made that the other week too.
I would, I find that a blessing. I know that's a strange gift, but people like you and me who know how to use it, that's a wonderful blessing.
The Dutch oven, reconstituted dried beans. What else did I put in it? Probably dehydrated onions. I put some spice in it. It was so good.
I just had some lamb given to me. I had not tried it in years, and I made the best broth with that because it was on the bone. So I had the bones to make the broth. Oh, I just love that. Oh, canning sweet teaser pleasers. She says she loves canning Swedish meatballs. I do Swedish meatballs, and then I also do them in tomato sauce because my kids like meatball subs. So then you just take them out, put them on your big sub buns with the tomato sauce in there, and then cover it with mozzarella cheese, bake it in the oven, and my kids think that is the greatest thing. And I'm like, perfect, because I cooked that last week. I cooked that a month ago. I cooked that last year.
And I just came out with a new video today for Air Fryer February. I took my home canned hot packed chicken and turned it into chicken patties.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh, they're that good. And I didn't film making the hamburger buns, but I put it on my homemade hamburger buns and made an aioli sauce. Then I put my sweet pickle relish that I canned last year on it.
Yeah. did a video on your aioli sauce?
No, well, it was in the video.
It is in the video? Okay, I have to go watch that.
And I had to edit out the big gob of sauce all over my face. I couldn't leave it in. I just couldn't. But at the end, you can still see it on the side.
I love garlic. I love garlic everything.
And I ran out of garlic for this video, so I had to use granulated garlic. So yeah, I wasn't. So hopefully my garlic grows this time that I planted. The first time we accidentally put it where the runoff down the hill goes into our creek. Yeah, not the best location.
Roberta's Artistic Adventures. I've never eaten lamb, but for the first time in my life, I bought a 1-pound package of ground lamb at Aldi's. Now searching for an easy recipe. The recipe I got for my little roast lamb was from Darn Good on YouTube, not on YouTube, on Google. Darn Good Recipes was the name of the recipe, and the seasoning that she had on there was rosemary and garlic, salt, and olive oil, and it turned out perfect. So if you can find that one, or something like that for seasoning, that's what I'd recommend, because
I love rosemary.
I'm not a big fan of it. I don't use it very often, but but stuff like this, it really brings out the flavor.
To make a perfect steak, you take butter, clove of garlic, smash it, and a sprig of rosemary, and just keep basting the steak.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of steak around here these days.
Wow.
I got growing boys. I got to go for cheap over and filling over what I'll eat when they're gone, and I can afford the groceries again.
It's easy for us since we process our own that we grow. I keep on thinking that when I'm doing a video, I'm like, that's where I realize, oh, crab soup's not going to go over too well if people are paying $30 a pound.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay. Courtney's going to come up. Let me get the link in here. Rosemary potatoes. Yes. Rosemary is good on potatoes. Yes. Yes, I do have it easy, Bruce. Right now at the age they're at, you put it in front of them and they will eat it, which is nice. I've had some picky eaters before. So. Roberta's Artistic Adventures. I love to make potatoes baked in the oven with olive oil, rosemary leaves, real salt, and organic peppers. Ooh, that sounds good. Boo Raka says, hello, everyone. Hello to you too. So if you're just coming in, I'm reading the chat because LeAnne can't see it. Her phone is just too tiny. We haven't got her a microscope yet to read it. But there's the link, Courtney, if you want to come up, or if anybody else would like to come up, please. If I know you, you're more than welcome to come up. No, I was excited when I found you because I really want to learn bread, and you have some really good bread recipes.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Are you going to have a garden? We started to talk about it, and then I started reading the chat. What do you do?
My garden's 3,200 square feet.
3,200 square feet. Wow.
Yep.
So that's a big garden.
Yep. And we just do the stock vegetables.
Okay.
Like onions and red beets and Swiss chard and green beans and tomatoes and peppers and potatoes and carrots and corn. I'm probably missing something. Probably lettuce. Oh yeah, lettuce.
I don't know if I'm going to have room for all of that in my garden. I have my seeds are sitting here. I've been playing with them today. I'm like, where am I going to put all these? Because I do not have that big a garden. My garden is tiny. So I'm like, where am I going to put all this stuff? There's Courtney.
Hey guys, sorry. I didn't want to be rude. I didn't know you were doing this today. Like I thought it was just like an open thing, and I was like, oh shoot, I didn't want to be rude and just like pop up. Like,
No, you're always welcome.
I'm sorry. But how are you doing, LeAnne? I love
Hi.
you.
It's
How
about
are
time I meet you. I mean, since we live so close together.
I know. Aw. Yeah, you live in Ohio, right?
I live in South Central PA.
Oh, yeah, you're so freaking close to me. Yeah.
We're probably
So
5 hours
awesome.
apart.
Yeah. So awesome. Yeah, I love you. And yeah. So I just didn't want to be rude and be one of those people that just like, hi, and come up here.
No, you're always welcome on Saturday mornings and Thursdays, and I'm gonna have Chris Durnay coming up. You're more than welcome, anybody, to come up on that day too. So I'm really excited. I got to get the date set up. He's gonna teach everybody about soil.
Hey, Court's so close she could actually come and help pull weeds.
Okay. I'm down. Let me know when. I'll come on over and help you.
It's so trifling with this big of space for me. Just people are like, yeah, they're like, why do you do it that way? Like, why don't you lay plastic? Yeah, my brother's a produce farmer, and he's like, yeah, you should lay black plastic.
Yeah, you could do. I mean, I've seen people use trash bags and stuff, but honestly, it's not worth it because it doesn't last. You need to really do some research and look like on Amazon or something and find some garden fabric, because the garden fabric we have, it's from Living Traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And not from them, but they recommended it. They used it in theirs. And it will literally last like 5 or 6 years, and you don't have to keep replacing it. And if you use like trash bags or something, it's really going to last like a couple years, and then you're still going to get weeds. You know what I mean? So it's best to just like figure it out and use the best right off the bat. So then that way you're saving money in the long run. You know what I mean?
We do maybe 50 to 60 tomato plants. And what my husband does for them is he'll use seed corn bags that we get to plant seed corn, and he'll cut those in half, then draw an X and put the tomato plant down in there, then cover it up. Then that'll go into the soil and the compost.
Yeah. The only thing is that the freaking garden fabric. Oh, my husband's in the back. Good ball. The only thing with the garden fabric is you still get weeds. It's not a foolproof thing. You still have to pull some weeds, but it's a lot less. And they don't root themselves in as hard. So they're just like really easy to just rip out,
We had a cameo. There he is.
Oh, she want to know how I got my name. It's from the Bob. It's Bob. He gave me that name, and so I've just kind of adopted it. But it's from somebody else. So. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tammy.
That's all right. You had a cameo appearance behind you. That's why I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, he closed the door.
He's welcome to come up too, but I know that you can't do that because you have to tag team Fred.
Yeah, he's oh my gosh, I'm trying to teach my son how to talk. It's just been so hard. And I had some cheese balls, so I was trying to I was giving him some cheese balls, and I said ball, and he goes ball, and I'm like, okay, you get one.
Yay!
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 So, yeah.
I have an interesting thing I use for my ground cover when I want a new garden. All of my gardens are round. Any guesses what I'm using to make my round garden beds for ground cover?
Pull.
Oh, I know what you're using.
Go ahead.
You're using the windowsill, the window things from the.
I'm using the trampolines.
Oh, you're using the window.
The water goes through them. The light can't go through them. And I get all these round garden spots in my yard from my round trampolines. The two I use for my garden, for my greenhouse, I'm using the trampoline fabric, and I'm moving it around. And when that spot is covered up and dead enough, then I put my garden in there and move to another round spot. So all my little yard things are round. It works. It's free. It's 6 years old and I'm still using it.
Yeah.
You can almost use it as a greenhouse. You know,
I used the metal for the greenhouse, and then I just had the fabric left over, and the one was really ripped up. I'm still using it for ground cover, but I just put it down in the fall, and then by spring everything's dead under there, and I can plant. So I've got a couple round keyhole kind of gardens.
Tammy, have you done shrimp pressure can? Somebody was asking.
I have done it. I don't like it. It tastes rubbery.
Yeah, no thanks.
The texture is rubbery.
I love shrimp, but I can't do that.
Shrimp is meant to be cooked very quickly. Mm-hmm. And anything more than like a couple minutes, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, if you were going to use it for like a chowder, if you're going to chop it up and use it for like a chowder, it would be okay. But if you want it to look like shrimp and taste like shrimp, tastes like you're chewing on a rubber tire. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, before I became such a picky eater, I used to love the ramen with the shrimp in it. And then I got older and I realized I'm like,
it's just salt.
What the hell am I eating?
They're freeze dried. Those were cooked and then freeze dried, so they're not really.
It's not right. I can tell you that. It's not right.
I'm now deathly allergic, so I can't eat it as much as I have. I love it. I love it, and I can't.
Yes, a shrimp likes a shrimp. Yes. Thanks, Bruce.
Speaking of shrimp, 2 Saturdays from now, I'm going to be airing how to make coconut shrimp in the air fryer for Air Fryer February.
Down south, they have them in different places. They have one in Chicago too, but in New York. But it's called Bubba Gump. Have you ever been to a Bubba Gump shrimp? Oh my God! In South Carolina, they have a Bubba Gump shrimp restaurant. And it's based off the movie Forrest Gump, you know. And so they had the giant shrimp, coconut shrimp, with marmalade sauce. Oh my God!
And I'm gonna make a orange marmalade sauce like out back.
Yes.
And sweet chai chili sauce and honey.
Yeah. Or like I love when they do the pineapple sauce with a little bit of cayenne in it. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good.
I'll just sit there and be jealous because I can't eat it anymore.
Sorry. They did have hush puppies. They had mahi hush pup, like stuffed hush puppies. That was amazing.
Why was I'm thinking for my video, I could make hush puppies in the air fryer, then make corn fritters and make a meal for that video.
Yeah.
Oh.
All this stuff I cannot eat on a regular basis. I'm just letting you guys know. Like, I would be...
And use ham canned corn.
My cholesterol would be through the roof. Like, I couldn't do it. But it's good. It's good.
You just have to eat more flaxseed.
Yeah.
Flaxseed is really good for you.
Yeah, my doctor told me.
Really? Does that help with cholesterol?
Mm-hmm. My doctor told me to start eating more flaxseed after she realized I wasn't going to eat more fish.
It also, there was a study. I saw it. I don't have the paper. I lost the paper on it. It does kill malignant melanoma in test tubes, flaxseed oil. And I have a history of skin cancer. If you're very fair complected, like a couple of ladies I see here.
I'm not fair complected.
You should have flaxseed in your diet every day.
I'm just ghostly.
I didn't say you particularly ladies. I just said a couple of ladies I see here.
Oh yeah. Lord!
So I try to put flaxseed in my oatmeal every day, just a little bit. I also like it on peanut butter sandwiches instead of like nuts. You put the flaxseed on the peanut butter.
Yeah, that's good. And I like the bread, like the
yes.
You know what I'm talking about, like the heartier Hearthstone breads that have like the seeds on the outside. Yeah.
Well, the doctor said I could grind up the flaxseed and make it into flour and add maybe a tablespoon to my dough.
You have to keep it in the refrigerator though, because it breaks down quick. It goes rancid.
I'm sure it would go rancid quick too.
Yeah.
That's why you keep the seeds whole as long as you can, and then grind it as you need it.
Yeah, I love it in oatmeal too, and yogurt.
My table of 3. If you want to come up, you can come up too.
I've been eating a lot of oatmeal, like a lot, because one, I just like it, but it's one of those things that I get sick of really easily. Like yogurt, I could eat yogurt every day for a week, and then the next week I'm like, I can't even look at the stuff.
You get tired of it.
Yeah. So I have to I don't know, mix it up or something.
I love still cut oats in the Instant Pot. I'll make a batch of 2 cups of it and have it for 4 days, and then I'm good. Then I can go back to something else like eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love homemade yogurt. It keeps so long. I've been trying to have a lot more probiotics in my diet. So I've been eating yogurt. I've been eating sweet potatoes. Trying to eat sauerkraut.
I love sauerkraut.
Hey, I have videos on sauerkraut and yogurt.
There you go.
Anyone tell me why lids and bands turn black? Well, they're aluminum. Well, lids aren't, but the bands are. They're so cheap. So they're just they oxidate over time, and they can
the metal content of your water, the how hard your water is will do that faster. Some people do faster. People with a lot of salt, have a water softener, that can also do it to their water. Chaga tea is supposed to be really good. Yes. And I've tried to find my own chaga around here, but everybody seems to beat me to it before I can forage it.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah.
So people are rushing out to get it.
Yeah. There. Sacred Smoke. Add potato starch to anything you deep fry or air fry. It makes the best clean crispiness. I save my potato starch out of my canned potatoes.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of that, what kind of potatoes do you can? Because the last couple times, the water gets absorbed into the potatoes, and they don't look.
Baking potatoes are not the best to can. So the Idaho bakers are not good to can. You want to can more like your Redskins or the little round roast potatoes, not the big oblong bacon.
The russets.
Yeah, not the russets. Okay. Thank you.
I struggle with that. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Hey, Old Reading Farm, if you want to come up, I'll post the link.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
come on up.
Yeah,
welcome. Thanks.
I just started watching this channel last night.
Don't worry about your hair. You can put on one of those hats you knit.
Oh, dude, my hair is under a hat today.
They just did a whole fundraiser.
Good to see you, Old Reading. You guys can come up and hang out with me.
Yep, they did a fundraiser for every hat they sold. They gave one away. That was pretty cool.
I feel like an old lady. I'm sitting here with a blanket on my lap. It's so cold in here. Oh.
Hey, I'm sitting here with a sweatshirt that says latte on it. With my coffee. I bought it yesterday for $1 from Walmart. Our Walmart had all their older clothes on clearance for $1. I'm like, yes. Oh.
Yeah, I am. I am an avid Walmart clearance shopper.
Me too. Why pay full price?
Nothing makes me happier than to go down their clearance aisle.
Oh, there she is. Oh my goodness, she is here. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, dog will go crazy if I talk.
I heard you guys. I haven't seen your channel in a while, and I'm so sorry. But I heard you guys moved. You moved?
Oh. Wait, hold. Oh, how do I
You have to mute the original where you're playing the instead of StreamYard.
I just
YouTube.
closed the YouTube and now I can't hear you guys.
Is your mic turned off? No.
Oh, can you not hear me either?
I can hear
you. You're
Oh.
good.
Oh, okay. Well,
hear
I can
you.
hear that. It's just quiet, maybe.
I think we got quiet when the dogs barked, so we didn't scare them.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can turn up some headphones. Let me look for headphones. 2 seconds.
Okay.
I just found their channel last night.
Yeah, they're cool.
Oh, they have a great. You guys need to see the Peacock Palace. They built their peacock as a treehouse.
That's so cool.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Teasers, pleasers, I will go look for your chaga recipes. I just have to find some chaga.
No. I guess it's just going to be quiet. So what are you all doing today?
Hanging out with the ladies.
Yay!
Just trying to get some time in.
Oh my Lord. Really? Hi, Josh.
Howdy, everybody.
What's up?
You know, living the dream.
I can hear your goose.
Yeah, y'all want to see him?
Yes, of course we want to see
Yeah.
the goose. We
Let
love
me
your
see.
goose.
He's in a relationship with his goose.
What are you doing out, Henrietta? Hi, guys. Ooh, they're mad today. Let's go see if I can get bit.
Josh's goose and him are very serious about each
Yes.
other.
He gave
Hi,
his
Millie.
goose a collar.
I did. He disregarded it, though. Hi, baby girl. How you doing? She's so
Still no
big.
babies?
No. I'm a really bad goat grandpa. Chippy, come here. Come here, Chippy. Hi, guys. Can't get loud. I'm going to mute.
The geese were the only thing I could hear well.
His geese are loud.
Yeah.
They are loud.
Love it.
Like I had back. Ugh.
I just might buy some geese. My husband will be so mad.
No, I've already been talking to Dustin. You're not allowed to own geese. Sorry, Court.
Oh no! You guys figured me out.
Yeah.
Out there.
Yeah, he does. You'll love him for a week and then hate him for a year.
I still love geese. I wish I'd have kept mine. When I get
I
back
have-
out to the property, I'm going to have geese again.
I
Oh,
had
yeah.
a traumatic accident with a goose. I don't remember it, but I was pinned to the ground by a goose.
See if I can get a close up of my Buff Orpington.
Ooh.
Hey, buddy.
When I was 6.
Oh, is he? Yeah, he's sweet. I can tell. And he's like
Hi,
Valentino.
Sophie.
Valentino
Yeah.
is so sweet.
That's his son right there.
Oh.
He's got his girls all pinned up over here. What are you doing? Oh, I know what you're doing.
I was like, you don't have to remind me what they might be doing.
Hello.
Hi, Sophie.
Mhm.
Good bird. It's funny, you got to come outside to get peace and quiet with 5 screaming goose.
Yeah.
Hi, buddy.
That's the problem.
When are you going to give me them babies, huh? You're not. She's
It's not
gonna talk.
March yet.
All
She's
right.
holding out for another low barometric pressure day.
I don't know. I have no idea when they're coming, but she can't get much bigger than that. She's wide. Oh, now you can. Oh, I got to mute.
It's triplets.
Yeah. They're cool.
Here come the geese. It's a parade.
That one is buffing up though.
Yeah,
That one
he's
is
not-
like, oh hell no. You're not coming. Oh wait. Oh, maybe not.
Oh,
He's petting it. Oh, and that's the one he's in a relationship with. Yeah.
that didn't sound quite right.
They were gonna get married. It is legal, I think now.
Not in Pennsylvania.
Josh lives in the South. It's okay.
That's horrible. Oh, I love it.
Oh, we lost Kat. She must have had to go. She had a call. Thanks for coming in, Kat.
This is so loud.
That's okay. We
That's
love you
okay.
already, though. Thanks
Take
for
care of
coming
the
up.
house. Take care of John.
I can't wait to see Valentino's babies. That's what I'm excited about.
Oh, I know. You're going to have
'Cause
so many.
He has such a great personality, though. I hope that trait pulls through and like he has like the best chickens ever, you know?
Yeah.
Be cool.
Well, when you raise them on the farm, they're always a little bit better. You know,
Yeah.
the second generation where they know you and
Not pin you to the ground, have you kicking and screaming. I'm so glad I don't remember that.
yeah. I had a goose. My mom always told the story of a goose, that the Canadian goose that chased my cousin, took him down. They were told to leave the geese alone. They didn't do it.
Okay, I'm out. Chippy got them. Oh, you little bastard. Oh, you got to pay attention when you're around geese because they don't really care where they get you.
No, they'll no.
Ow.
Good thing they don't have teeth. That's all I have to say. They're
He might
They
be
got
wicked.
teeth, though. They've got some serious teeth. Thank God geese are tougher than that. You're lucky I've already had my kids, Chippy.
You're killing me, Josh. Killing me.
it's a love-hate relationship, I guess, with
Oh,
a geese.
Lord.
Oh, he might need a chastity belt.
I like a steel cup. Damn, that hurt.
Oh,
No, I don't love you anymore. I don't care. I'll put you in the freezer. Oh,
my Lord. Country.
a little bit of snow on the ground. They think they can just take you out.
Oh,
Hay fever.
Never go out without bribes. Take the ground corn and sprinkle it as an offering before you get too close.
They don't want peace offerings. They want me dead. They want me dead and childless.
Well, that's why they're called guard geese for a reason. Guard geese are guard geese.
Courtney, you still want geese?
I wanted a couple. I just wanted two. I didn't want a whole gander. But I would like I really like those big pilgrim ones. They're kind of like grayish. They just remind me of Mother Goose.
Yeah, they're awesome. Still, they're not as noisy as these, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take the conversation back to gardening since Courtney came up. Guess what I found?
Elsa Craig. I can tell. I can't even read it, and I can tell by looking at the onion. It's an Elsa.
I got a few, just a few in there.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
I have 3 packets of Elsa Craigs. My husband planted every single one of them. So I got them
All right,
growing
there we
downstairs.
I was excited.
I'm
I
happy.
finally
for you.
found some.
That's awesome.
My video today is how I found it comes out this morning was how I found all these seeds. So
You know what's funny is I was missing I had bought 2 packets of onion seeds. One was red and one was white, I think, onions. Just like regular onions, nothing special. And one had 500 seeds in it, and the other one had 400 seeds in it. And I lost them, and I couldn't find them. So my husband planted all my Elsa Craigs that I had. Of course, he planted those, and then I found my onion seeds. I'm like, dang it!
well, you'll just have to plant more. That's it. Just plant more.
Just plant them all. That works for me.
All right, I'm going back in for more.
You are glutton for punishment, Josh.
I hope you have protection.
They're so cool, though.
Bruce, just be glad you don't have pigs, Josh. The geese might plot with the pigs to achieve your demise with no evidence left.
I gave up on
Yeah.
red onions. They don't seem to keep as long, and we have worms that like to cut them. Cut worms, I think. But I like
pickle
Walla
red
Wallas.
onions. There's
I
nothing
pickle
I
all
can.
my red onions I get.
I love red onions on a salad, on a burger. I love red onions.
Yeah, I love red
Yeah.
onions, but I don't. I even pickle them.
Oh,
Can them.
that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, pickled red onions on a hamburger are the best, especially in the summer when it's hot out.
Or
Yeah.
a pizza.
I agree. Pickled onions are awesome, especially pickled red ones.
I have a video.
But I prefer to grow Walla Wallas and Texas, some other yellow onion, and I still have them in my basement.
Is Walla Walla the same as a what's it start? It starts with a V.
Valencia.
It's in Georgia.
Valencia.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of. It's that really, really sweet onion. What is it called?
Vidalia.
Vidalia.
That's it.
It's,
Vidalia.
I just told that
Josh's
Walla
name.
Walla and Vidalia are the same. It's just they can't use Vidalia because it's copyright, right?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the
Walla
name.
Walla is the Washington name for the really sweet onion, and Vidalia, yes, is the Georgia one.
Yeah.
I'm growing the Elsa Craig, Australian brown, and there's a lot of seeds in that one, and the long red Florence. These will just be for pickling.
I have those, and I didn't plant them yet. That's cool. That's cool. Where did you get those seeds at, Adam?
They are Baker Creek variety, but I got them, and I did a video about it today. I have a local seed library, so Baker Creek donates their old seed to the seed library, and then the seed library puts it into little packets.
Oh, cool.
Because I mean, who needs a big packet? And they put it in little packets and then pass them out to people, and you can check them out and then return seed back to them.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
I got this whole thing. Most all of that came from the library. I have 2 seed libraries near me, so I was lucky enough to go to one and check it out.
Outback Steakhouse has their own copyrighted onion. I didn't know that.
Oh,
Interesting. Speaking of
The blooming
Outback, I
onion?
think that's where I'm gonna go. I'm not Outback. I don't like Outback. What the heck am I talking about? I want a Texas Roadhouse. That's what I want. We're gonna go there, my mom and I think, for dinner.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Get some shrimp. That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah?
honeybees.
Shrimp.
Hi.
Oh,
What's your name?
Oh,
You come here often?
hi, Mo.
I love goats. So cool.
Is that
Are
an
you ready to
outline?
be daddy? He's half mytonic, half pygmy.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I
Hi,
love
buddy.
things. I like the little the billy goat like thing. Like,
Beard.
yeah. So it's so cute.
Oh, look at you. Yes. Oh, look at
You
that.
could eat you.
No, he won't.
Hey, Josh, congratulations on your 5,000.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, Josh.
Congratulations. Yes.
What does that mean? What I do?
Nothing but congratulations.
Hey, Mo. Why are you being so mean to me today? Hey,
The pregnant one?
what's that?
Is that the pregnant one? No.
No, that's the dad.
Okay, I can't tell. Sorry.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura. Hey, John.
Hey, buddy. What's wrong with your nose, buddy? You're a dork. Chippy, you followed me. Hi, buddy. I know you do. I love you too, but your buddies are mean. You want me to hold you? You need a hug? Huh? Yeah? Okay. Come here. Hi, buddy.
Okay, since we're showing seeds, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
She's gonna go get some seeds.
I pick him up and then the others come.
Yeah, they
We
think
just can't
you're
have any
attacking
alone
their
time,
friend.
can we?
They're gonna save him from you. They're jealous. They're very jealous, Josh.
Or
They
they're gonna
are.
revolt. They're gonna revolt.
Oh, they revolted already.
Okay. Yeah, I hatched him. I only had started with 2, and then I hatched all the others. Look, buddy, this is where it all went wrong before. I'm on to you now. What? Oh, yeah, I know. You just want some struggle. Yeah.
Bye, Laura.
Not you. They want to
Lots
eat
of
me.
pictures of the property.
Okay, so I'm super excited. I finally have these seeds. By the way, I was waiting for Baker Creek to get them, and they, for some reason, do not have them anywhere. But I'm going to be planting these.
Ooh, what is it? A gourd.
Bushel gourds.
Oh, they make the
They get
baskets out
like
of?
huge.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to plant them because you can make baskets and everything out of them.
Yeah.
My grandmother made birdhouses out of them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I figured gourds would be a sore subject around the Wide family farm. Just saying.
You only won by technicality.
I'm living proof size doesn't matter when it comes to gourds.
Say that to the geese.
On that note, I'm gonna go warm my coffee up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Finally found my onion seeds. Right here. But I'll wait for Tammy to come back for this because I got coffee. Yeah. Coffee seeds. When I get my tent for the basement, I'll be planting those. And then I have my whole pound of peas.
Who's gonna pick those?
Huh?
Who's gonna pick those?
Me. I was upset because last year I picked it was a pain in the butt. I actually sat on the couch with my basket and watched TV while I was holding the peas. But
No rocking chair on the porch.
no, I do have one though on the back porch. I could have done that. It's funny. But I hauled them out and I did 1 pound per bag and I froze them. Dude, they lasted like a month. And they were so good though. I didn't have that many. So this year I'm like, I'm planting bees and I'm getting a ton of them and I'm putting them in the freezer because that's what I want to do. So
My peas last year didn't even get like a foot tall. I don't even know what happened.
yeah, the last few years we have planted them in pea pots.
Okay.
And with a pea though, they don't like to have their roots disturbed. They prefer a direct sow. But for some reason, like every time we direct sow, they never pop up. I don't know if their birds are eating them. That's probably what's really going on. I'm not paying attention and birds are probably eating them. But so we put them in pea pots. We let them grow to about a couple inches. And then we slowly remove the pea pot and then we put them in the ground. And that has worked for us. You know, sunflowers don't like to be, there's lots of flowers out there and vegetables that don't like to have their roots disturbed. And peas are one of them, and sunflowers are another. But, you know, if I didn't start my sunflowers, I wouldn't even had any last year because the year before I do this huge sunflower row at the end of my yard. So like when people drive by my house, they can see this beautiful sunflower row. And I planted some awesome Mongolians and like some cool stuff. And I waited and nothing came up. Squirrels were eating my seeds. Ugh. I was so mad. So now from now on, I start all my sunflowers. And then I just plant them. And I know they don't like to be disturbed. They do look like weak for like, you know, a while. And then they perk back up and they get big. And yeah. But if I didn't do it that way, the squirrels would eat all my sunflower seeds too.
Deer love sunflower starts.
My daughter is absolutely petrified of dried sunflower heads. She can't get near them. I don't know why.
Like, yeah,
she don't like the looks of them. It petrifies her. So I tease them, of course. I chase her around the house.
Oh, you got coffee. You found it. Yes.
So
I can't find mine. I have my.
There's only 5. There's only 5 seeds in this packet
for $2.
I bought it. I think I got it at M.I. Gardner. when it was 99 cents.
Oh.
So
yeah, he just went up on his seats. They
Again?
had done 99.
oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I know
No.
things are rough right now, so I'll support Luke.
Yeah, 99 cents was way cheap anyway.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
I mean, we could sit here and talk about coffee all day long because
That was amazing. What'd you say, Josh?
we could sit here and talk about coffee all day long because, Court, you can't have coffee, can you?
No. And it's
I
okay.
love
I
coffee.
don't really like it that much. You know what I mean? It's not really something that I just go and I've never been a coffee fan. I
Same
like
here.
tea, but I mean, I'll get an iced coffee. But to be honest, you think about it, it has to have all that crap in there. Like it has to have all the sugar. It has to have like all the cream and the vanilla, because I love vanilla. It has to have all the vanilla crap in it. And before it's done, it don't even taste like coffee. So I'm like thinking to myself, why am I drinking this? And my stomach is hurting. So I'm not going to, just don't need to do it anymore. It's okay.
I can understand you not liking coffee, but you not liking tomatoes, man, made me rethink my whole thing about you because I mean I don't get it.
I don't like raw tomatoes. Like I
Oh.
don't, and I don't like if something is cooked with tomatoes, I don't like chunky tomatoes. But I like everything else a tomato produces.
I believe it.
Just give me spaghetti sauce. I'm happy. Give me canned stewed tomatoes. I'm happy.
That is called a coffee addiction, Bruce. You've got one.
Oh, Bruce is definitely addicted to coffee for sure. He says no, I can drink it, but anybody that says I can drink coffee all day long and then go to bed, well, that means you're addicted to it. It's
That's
not
nothing
effective.
wrong.
I drink coffee till about 1, 2 o'clock, and then I switch to Old English breakfast tea. I was drinking Mountain Dew, and I gave up Mountain Dew last year.
Yeah.
So,
I can't do caffeine anymore. Ever since I had my son, I've just had this like a sensitivity to like caffeine and stuff. Like if I drink it, I mean, I'll drink if it's early in the morning or something like that, I can do it. But anything past 2 o'clock, like I'm up all night.
I'm sensitive to caffeine too.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I don't know. There's nothing.
I'm slowly working on it. I'm actually starting to drink water. I'm getting there. There you go. I had a glass of orange juice today. I started the day with orange juice.
Oh, I'm allergic to orange juice.
Well, this was actually Sunny Delight.
Oh, okay, so it's fake. Okay,
Yeah,
I can do
fake
that.
orange juice.
Have you canned orange juice? Because
Yes.
that 1870s Homestead canned orange juice this morning.
Yes, I do can orange juice. It does really well. You just have to, I don't like, if you're doing it from your own like squeeze, make sure you get all the pulp out because the pulp tends to be very bitter.
Yeah.
So, but if you're buying store-bought without a lot of the pulp, it cans up really well. 15-minute water bath.
She did.
I like hot chocolate Old Reading.
I think she pressure canned it.
She did. I think she did too. But she didn't have to. It's just, I think it's only like 5 minutes if you pressure can it, but it's 15 if you water bath it. So I usually just water bath it because I don't get the pressure canner out for.
But does it get bitter or something? Because that's what I would be worried about.
Only if you get a lot of the white pith
in it.
If you're doing it from where you squeezed, you really want to strain it, make sure the pith is out.
Okay.
But if you're buying store-bought juice like she did, they've already taken that out.
Because I canned mandarin oranges last year, and they don't taste right.
No, you have to get the pectinase enzyme.
Okay.
And treat them to take all that white pith off before you can them, or they will be bitter, very bitter. But you can buy it on Amazon. It's called pectinase.
Okay.
Pectin, like the jam and jelly pectin. NASE. Pectinase.
Okay.
Lots of coffee addicts in the.
I've done cold brew. Oh my! I put 80 grams of ground coffee in with 6 cups of water. Let me say, I didn't sleep that next night.
Have you canned coffee? If you make like a big pot of coffee, if you have people over and you have a big pot of coffee, you can it and then use it for cold brew, for in the summer for cold coffee. And you can also can tea.
Well, I
And
thought
have
the cold brew was supposed to be less acidic for your stomach because coffee tears my stomach up.
Yeah, me
it
too.
is. The real cold brew is less acidic.
And I'm one like I don't know. I really like the darkest. That's how I am with tea. I like the darkest, strongest tea, and I'm like that with coffee. I like it strong. I just can't do coffee. I can't do it anymore. It just hurts.
Yep, I can elderberry juice, and it does not. The thing about elderberry juice is it doesn't lose any of its health benefits when you can it.
Yeah.
So that's always nice. And then grape juice and orange OJ, I can those too.
Do you put the elderberries in a steam juicer to get the juice out?
Yeah.
I
got
have a
one
steam
of
juicer.
those.
I used it for my apples. That's cool. That's a good idea.
I wonder how it would be with kefir pears.
And then I also do the canned cranberry juice. The last batch I did, I thought I wanted a little sweeter. I wound up with cranberry syrup. I accidentally doubled the sugar in it, so I have cranberry syrup.
Lewis, I definitely don't want to put hair on my chest. That's not an attractive trait for a woman.
Not anymore, anyway, Lewis. I mean, oh, sorry.
It's not something
So here's
I really want to do.
Here's a question: can you can goat milk?
Yes.
Because I'm really thinking about milking her when she has her babies.
Yes, you can it. It is
You have to
very
like
easy.
the milk
It's
first.
an exception to the rule. So I'm usually at 10 pounds of pressure. You take your milk, put it in hot, sanitized jars. Pints, only pints. I don't do quarts. Put it in there, put it in your pressure canner, vent your canner, bring it up to 5 pounds of pressure. I'm usually 10. Milk is an exception. It is not done at the 10. It's done less, 5 less, at 5. Bring it up to 5. Turn it off when it gets to 5. Off. There is no time. Turn it off when you get to pressure. Vent.
Okay.
Bring up to pressure. Turn off. Do not touch your canner till the outside of your canner is cold to touch. So your canner's tied up for a while. Wait. It has to be completely cooled. Then open your canner and your milk is done. And it'll be shelf stable. The first batch I've done, I think, is 6 to 7 years ago. It's still on my shelf. I just take one off, test it, put it back on. Because I hadn't done it myself. I'd only had milk my mom had canned. And we never left it on the shelf for a long time. So I wanted to see how long it would last. And the stuff I canned 7 years ago is still good. And that's the method I used. Yes, you can can homemade Pedialyte. Yes.
I just haven't cared for goat milk.
I like
I
goat
never
milk
got
better
it.
than cow's milk. Keep your billy goat away from the female. Yeah. I mean, like one end of your property to the other. This is good advice. Or your milk will taste bad. If they are close enough to touch each other, your milk will not taste good.
I
FYI.
don't like goat cheese or anything like that. So I don't think I would like goat's milk.
Probably
It-
not then.
It's
It has a
different.
tang. It has a tang to it.
It's different.
And the more wild things they eat, the tangier it is. So
I'll
it's
probably
not
just end up
bland
making
like
cake out
cow's
of it.
milk.
My mother-in-law made me an goat milk ice cream cake one year.
Mhm.
Yeah, Courtney. Let's just say that was the one piece of ice cream cake I had trouble eating.
Mm.
And you can see I don't discriminate against ice cream.
I love you.
And the same meal, she made me goat meat stroganoff.
Oh,
Sacred Smoke, when you can butter, you're actually
It's not-
almost making it into G first. So
Just
yeah,
listen.
you can G.
It was a memorable meal.
Bye, Kat. Have a great Saturday. Hope everything goes
Brittany.
well with your build. Hope to see you on a video soon. I can't wait till the time changes. They'll be back on Wednesday nights, doing their live on Wednesday nights again. So.
yeah.
keep-
I love Old Reading. It's been a long time since I've been over there, though. I'm to check them out again.
I'm a moderator for their lives on Wednesday nights, so I can't miss one, right? I have to be there. Oh.
Like,
But my cousin raises goats and has a lot of milk down in Kentucky, and he sends milk up to me every once in a while.
oh, cool.
I wanted to go out and milk the boar goats to see what their milk was like from my friends there. You saw my little goat yesterday, friend.
Mm-hmm.
But we're milking all the goat milk right now for the bottle babies. So
Yeah.
they keep
That makes
teasing
sense.
me about drinking it. I'm like, I'll drink it. They're like, no, we need it for the baby. I'm like, well, then don't tease me. I'll try it. Cow's milk bothers my stomach and goat milk doesn't. So if you have a problem
It
with
has
drinking,
to do with the type of cow, though, too.
Yeah,
There's two
because
different types: A2,
yeah,
A1,
A2
and A2.
yeah.
and Jerseys are A2.
Yeah, and that's the one you want because
Mhm.
that has less lactate.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sucks though. A lot of people don't know that. When I had Fred, I was switching everything over and I was trying to get him onto regular milk, and I was like literally looking for that A2 milk. There's a meat market not too far from my house and they carry it. It was vitamin D, A2, they call it A2 milk.
Mhm.
And so that's what I was looking for, but it was so freaking expensive. It was like $5 a gallon. I'm like, I can't afford this every day,
Yeah.
you know. But it works. Like if you get like if you have an upset stomach. So
Courtney needs a Jersey cow.
I wish. I'm so into that. I just this property. I only have 2.5 acres here. It wouldn't be right,
And that's not enough for a cow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't have room for even with the 6 acres I have. I don't have room for
My
a cow.
neighbors are Mennonite, and I really thought, like, because I by the way, I absolutely love my neighbors. Like, they are the sweetest. I love them to death. Like, anytime I have any canning questions or anything, I call her. I just absolutely love my neighbors. So I thought about going in with them and raising like 2 pigs, and then like splitting it up. Thought about doing that, but we just can't do a cow. I just can't.
They take a lot of room.
Yeah, they eat a lot too. Like, I could have a cow, but we would spend most of the money on feed. It wouldn't be able to just
if you can't grow your own food for the cow,
then it would cost like $5,000. And is that worth it? I'd just go to the meat market and buy half a cow. Like, you know what I mean? So
My neighbors she's Mennonite and he's ex-Amish, and they have a butcher shop and they raise beef cattle. So that's where I plan on getting my beef cattle from now on. It's being grown in my backyard. I can see how it's doing. So
yeah.
Don't have a cow, man. Yes, sacred smoke.
But yeah, so I don't know, something to think about in the future. I might get a couple pigs. The people that lived here before, they like fenced off the entire back area of our property back there, and had a giant pig barn. And they had like 10 pigs, and they were freaking monsters. I've never seen any. They were brown and they were freaking huge. They had bowling balls out there for them. Bowling balls for them to play with. They would get loose all the time. Like, they stunk. You couldn't be on my mom's back porch because that's all you could smell is pig crap. It was ridiculous. But when we moved in, like, we tore a lot of the pig huts down and stuff like that. Oh, it's I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that. I pop on here and that's my name. I'll give you the link here in a second. But yeah, so
yeah, go check out Courtney's channel, Wyatt Family Farm.
Yep. Please
do. Join her poop troop.
Oh. Yeah, we're kind of a goofy bunch. If you don't mind goofiness.
And passing. I'm like, wait, what am I saying here?
Every day that goes by, the poop troop becomes more and more normal on YouTube. That's all I got.
We're pretty normal, but you know.
Oh, hi, Life with Belinda and Chuck. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, guys.
Thanks.
Oh, I don't have my spinach here. You have to go back and see my interview with Chuck this week.
Oh, thanks, Bruce. I was just going to share it. Appreciate you. But yeah, so yeah, we're pretty goofy though. So the late talks are something. So if you're interested in goofy and late talk, then come on over. I do interviews on Wednesdays to 9:30. So like that's not inappropriate in any way. Sometimes we can get a little inappropriate. So just an FYI. But we're all good people. We just joke around, you know. It's not malicious or anything. We're just goofy.
You guys just do it too late for me. I did pop in at 1:30 this morning for a quick minute and then fell back to sleep.
I woke up at 10 because I had 6 margaritas last night. And actually, I still have one sitting here.
It counts for watch hours if my computer is running while I'm asleep, right? So somebody got some watch hours last night. That's all I'm going to say. I fell asleep with an eye.
I saw that you popped in and somebody's like, oh, Tammy's awake. And I'm like, yeah, her son probably woke her up. And then, yeah, I get it.
No, he actually didn't. I got up and I had too much tea. So I got up and then I laid back down. I turned it on and I heard you say that. And about 2 minutes later, I was sound asleep. But at least it was running. It's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. Then it's just fun. Okay, Bruce.
Goofy.
Oh, but
I'm about to get real serious on the seeds again. I'm gonna start looking at the seed catalog again. Seeing what I do is I go back and forth between all the seed companies, but like usually it's Baker Creek I go to first. And if I don't see something on there, and then I go to my friend Mary from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, head on over there and see what she has. And then if she doesn't have it, then I go to my gardener. That's my 3 go-tos.
Yeah, the only thing I haven't got from my gardener that didn't work, somehow I grew purple broccoli.
ooh.
It never formed a head.
Yeah, mine didn't either.
I did 5 of these today. This is apple trees. But I did 5 of those and ran out of potting soil. So now I got to run to the store and get more potting soil because I still have everybody's saving their milk jugs for me. So I still have more milk jugs.
I'll pick it up and can take you to Tammy to have it put back in. He's talking about the eye, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like confused too.
It's okay, Bruce. I've done that before. A couple of times.
Let's just hope that I
As
would
long as
never
I can pick
lose
the
an
right
eye.
surgeon to work with, I'll do that.
That grosses me out. Oh, anything to do with your eyes is so freaky to me. Like, that's why I've never had laser eye surgery. I can't even imagine. Oh.
I have done a lot of eye surgery in my day with assisting, just not performing myself, assisting. That was one of my favorite ones to work in, but I like the eye surgeons. So.
Yeah. Your eyes are just so fragile.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I can't even imagine somebody like messing with my eyes.
They're important. Very important.
Well, I mean, the last time I played musical chairs, 2 people went to the emergency room with broken bones. So, I mean, it can get pretty rowdy.
Ow.
Oh,
Right?
Self.
I
Don't
know,
play
and
musical
that was
chairs
family.
with Josh.
Hey, go hard or go home.
No, the MI Gardner says grow hard or go. What does he say? Grow
big.
Go big or go home. There you go.
Yeah, I have a lot of banana tea out there. And chicken poop tea is another one I have.
I am collecting milk jugs, eggshells, and banana peels. If anybody, and coffee grounds. If anybody is in the near area.
Are you just in your blanket?
I'm actually, I can't touch the floor.
Yeah, Courtney's collecting milk crates so she can reach the top shelf in her kitchen.
I just picked up.
I can't reach the top shelf in my kitchen. I have a step ladder.
I just picked up 26 milk crates for free. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all of them,
Oh, you're lucky.
but I just
You're
picked up
gonna mail them
26
to
of
my house. I love milk crates to carry my jars down into the cellar.
Yes. That's why I got them, but I also got them. I think I'm gonna store my potatoes and my onions in the bottom of my shelves
That's a good idea.
because I can do two. So on the bottom of my wire shelves, I'm gonna put milk crates full of onions and potatoes. If I grow anything, if anything actually grows from this experiment we're trying. Yeah, milk crates are a treasure. I was excited. I asked them for a couple, and they're like, "Oh, if you come back later, you can have the rest of this stack." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll be back." I came back 3 times.
I'm gonna look for milk crates on Marketplace.
They're so freaking expensive. Like,
These are
and now
sturdier
everybody
than
wants the antique ones, and I have like a couple that I bought from Lowe's, those crate things, and I only got them because I got them on a discount because I used to work there, and I just like kind of painted them and I use them for a decoration. But for the most part, like I don't buy them anywhere because especially at antique malls, they want like $30 or $40 a crate sometimes. I'm like, I ain't
And if you buy them at Walmart, they're like
Cheap.
yeah, you could snap them with your fingers. So these were heavy ones. These are real milk crates that they had milk coming in on.
yeah, like they're actual wood.
No, these are plastic, but they're the plastic that's this thick, not the
That's
plastic.
heavy duty
that-
grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love mine to carry my can goes down the cellar. My
Yes.
jars back up.
Yes. File folder. Yeah, they're right. At Walmart, they're file folder crates. They're not really milk crates.
Yeah.
But these you can stand on. This I could stand on. It's just, the old step stool in the kitchen, Get to the top shelf. So, I think I'm going to put them, I'm building a camper in my van. I think they're going to be under my bed in the camper too. So that's why I got so many for storage.
We bought a ton of those plastic crates, like what you're talking about. My husband bought a bunch of them for the greenhouse. So we can like move our plants in and out.
Yeah. Yeah. The little.
I can't remember where he got them from. I think he got them off of Amazon. I'm not sure.
Just a second. I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, I was like, why did it get quiet?
I had to go mute for a minute. That was loud. Sorry. Oh, ice cream buckets and milk crates. Yes. The 5-gallon buckets from the ice cream place, those are fabulous. I'm frugal. I'm not afraid to dumpster dive for a few good containers.
Mm-hmm.
Old soda crates would be good too. I keep all my CDs in those.
I had to sort my seeds. I have a big tote that I keep all my seeds in that has the rubber seal. It's one of the Rubbermaid ones, but it has the seal, so it's watertight.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to come up with something. I had to empty a shoebox thing to put the seeds on. I'm going through and like, okay, this has to be planted on this day. I made my little calendar. Plant this on this day. Plant that on that day. I'm missing something. Bruce is doing something again.
Yeah, he's making me laugh. Making fun of my height again. I can't help it.
He's actually making fun of your lack of height, not your height. Let's get it straight here.
Okay.
Boom, I got a snort. I'm done, y'all. I'm going to step down. I love you guys. I'll be in chat.
Love you. Bye, Josh.
See y'all later.
Bye.
My husband's shorter than me. He's 5'5".
That's a
And
good height, though.
huh?
That's a good height.
Yeah, but when you're 5'8".
Just don't wear heels. That's okay.
So the first time we were kissing goodnight, he actually said, well, this is kind of awkward. Why do you say that? to make it feel awkward. And the rest is history.
Oh, Purple Tea Bear. Now Bruce has got to behave. Purple Tea Bear's in here. Stop picking on Courtney, she says.
What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. You like redwood trees. What? I don't know what that means.
But I don't think I can plant all this. How many different tomatoes are you doing, Courtney?
I'm only doing one variety that I know of, and they're a hybrid. It's a hybrid paste tomato. And I'll tell you why. I did Amish paste for years now, and last year we had the blight of you know what. And it went all the way to fall, which is fine. We just didn't get as much because of that blight. So what I did this year is I got a paste tomato. I think it's like a Roma, and it's a hybrid that is supposed to be blight resistant and stuff. So we're going to use that, and I plan on planting 3 rows of tomatoes, giant rows of tomatoes this year. And then maybe I'll throw in some cherry tomatoes or something just for the summertime, you know, like at the end of the row or something. But for the most part, I want to go all out. So that's probably what I need to do. So
What are you going to plant, LeAnne, for tomatoes? Do you know?
Well, I have a video that I did last summer on the different types I planted last year. And after last season, we've decided we're going to plant only the long sausage type tomatoes that the Amish guy gave us.
yeah,
And San Maranos.
San Maranos are good.
That tomato that the Amish guy gave us, it is so meaty and they're so easy to peel. Like, it's a canner's dream.
Yeah.
And they're good for slicing too. So
I'm
we
doing
saved.
I'm doing Romas, beefsteaks, and ox hearts from Baker Creek.
ox hearts are freaking huge. I did Abe Lincoln last year, Kellogg's breakfast. There was a couple other ones, and the Kellogg's breakfast one gets freaking massive. It's like huge breakfast. It's a breakfast tomato. You know, it's sweeter. I do taste all my tomatoes. I don't like them, but I've tasted pretty much all of them.
I'd like
just so I know what they taste like.
I'd like to find the Kellogg's breakfast because it was developed not very far from me. So I think it would do really well here, but I never can find it.
Well, I might have some seeds.
Okay, maybe when I come down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I purchased a bunch last year before the end of the year too, just in case like they started running out of seeds or something. So I have like Cherokee Purple and Kellogg's Breakfast. Those are my husband's favorite.
See, the Kellogg's company is all out of Battle Creek, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And they started that it's a big long story, but yeah. So the brother of the sanitarium grew the vegetables and did that. So it's a family thing, all right there in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
We've grown.
I try to grow more things that are local because I figure they do better if they've been developed here or naturalized, or I don't know what the right word is. Discovered? I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't eat Rice Krispies.
No, I haven't noticed, but I only like Rice Krispies and Rice Krispie treats. I'd rather eat oatmeal. Bruce is going to do the black crim.
I've done purple prutons from Monticello. They're really good. We actually went to Monticello on our honeymoon and actually bought the seeds from their library. They're pretty amazing.
That's cool.
I got one that was like 2 pounds first year I grew them.
That's in Michigan, isn't it? Monticello?
No, Monticello is in Virginia. It's
Virginia.
Jefferson's.
Thomas Jefferson's house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've actually been there, and I'm an airhead. I've been there. Yeah. So
Did you
cool.
tour his garden?
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing.
Yeah, the house is beautiful.
I don't remember. I know I've been there, but I don't remember it. I need to go back now that I garden. I need to go back and just do the garden because we did the house when I was a kid, but I think I need to go back and do the garden.
The backyard alone was amazing. Then the garden.
Yeah. It's been years since I did that because I think I did it on a tour to Washington, D.C., and then that was part of the tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to go back. I love history, so I would just love to do that again.
Yeah. My daughter was living out there for a while, and I should have went when she was living out there. So, now she lives in Ohio. Not as much fun to visit as it was when she was in Washington, D.C. But I've got all sorts of stuff I got to figure out here if I'm going to really do it or not. What kind of parsley do you like, ladies?
I planted, I think, the Italian. It's like real big leafed. I didn't plant, there's another type that's like real, I don't know, not fuzzy, not woody either. It's just like real, I don't know how to explain it. There's two types. One's like really crimpy. And then there's another one that's like big leafed. And I planted the big leaf. Hey, Hedgehog. Thanks for coming back in. Love you, Laura.
My mom always grew triple curly parsley.
Yeah, that's the kind I think that I was talking about, the curlier kind. Yeah.
So I've grown that, but now I'm getting into just wanting to do flat leaf just because it's so much easier to cut up for cooking and rehydrate. And last year I made a chimichurri with parsley.
Ooh.
I've never done it before, and I was like, man, now I need to grow like a plot of parsley.
I have so much parsley out there right now. Like, I didn't realize, I'm an idiot sometimes when it comes to stuff. I'm like, I'll just plant this. And then next year, if it takes over, I'll just rip it out. Yeah. I got so much parsley in my herb, but it's ridiculous. Oh, God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Pull it out and dry it. Pull it out and dry it.
That's all I can do. I'm like, it's ridiculous. It takes over like oregano. It's just like everywhere.
I have wild oregano out on my property. But I'm going to plant. I'm going to plant some Greek oregano. It's on the list today. I pulled out. I got 5 more milk cartons out there. I got Greek oregano, regular oregano, and then I've got 2 more kinds of leeks.
I think I have Greek oregano and thyme.
Who said what up there? I can't remember. Oh, the difference. Honestly, I don't really notice a huge difference. I think the Italian that I got is maybe a little bit stronger, but once it's dried and you put it in something, it just flavors whatever night. I wouldn't just go out there and eat some parsley. Like, that's gross. No, you dry it and put it in stuff.
My
When
husband
you
will
go
eat
out
it
there
like
and you eat raw parsley.
my husband will just go out there and eat like a mint. He'll just
Oh.
eat it raw right in the flower bed.
Yeah, I'm not into that, but yeah.
You eat anything raw?
Yeah, I will.
Because you don't eat raw milk. You don't eat raw tomatoes.
I'm just picky. That's all. But yeah, so no, I love carrots raw. I love broccoli, cauliflower, raw, obviously lettuce, all that kind of stuff. But speaking of carrots, I'm gonna get some carrots for dipping in ranch. That sounds really good.
I'm making baked chicken for lunch. Any tips?
Oh my God, I did a whole chicken maybe a month or so ago, and I bought real butter. I smeared it in real butter. I put a stick of butter in its cavity, and I loaded it with rosemary and garlic. just smeared the crap out of it with rosemary and garlic.
Ooh.
It was so good. It was so good.
These are already cut up chicken thighs and drumsticks.
Oh, well, you could still do that and just smear it with butter and put that stuff on it. It was good.
And you can set it up on chopped celery, onion, and carrots to give it flavor. I did that with our Christmas turkey. Oh,
Good.
then you can make the gravy from that, from all this flavor.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And when I do a whole chicken in the oven, you put it at some high temperature. I think it's 425 for 10 minutes. Then you lower it to like 325. That way you get that crispy skin first. Then you make sure you don't dry it out.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. I always do it the other way around. I should do it that way today. All right.
I got that tip out of the Joy of Cooking cookbook. One of my favorite cookbooks.
Oh, I love that book. I haven't looked at it in a long time though. I need to dig it out.
That's what I did when I got married after my mother-in-law bought it for me. Is just read that cookbook. It's full of information of how to cook basic cooking.
I'm excited. I got a new cookbook. I went to the thrift store and I got one from nearby here, and the 2 pickle recipes I post here in February are old recipes that somebody posted of their family's recipes. And you know, this cook was 150 years of Hemlock, Michigan. I was over in Saginaw and shopping. I went to the thrift store and they had buy one, get one free. So I'm very excited. So
Yeah, I haven't found a pickle canning recipe that I love. Like, except for foodinjars.com, she does garlic dill chips, medallion chips. And I thought I used the kosher dill pickle recipe out of the Amish canning cookbook, but it was only good 1 year. Like, I thought it was the best pickle I've ever had, but I've done it 3 years in a row since then, and they're horrible. So was it the variety of cucumbers I was using?
probably.
And I don't remember which ones they were.
I know 1 year I made 14 or 15 different pickle recipes to see which one I liked, and I didn't label the jars.
Uh-oh.
So now, in the one recipe I did label the jar. I didn't write down the recipe that this is specifically the recipe from that one. So now I got to go back and do the whole experiment again.
That's a lot of work.
Well, we're still eating pickles from them, so I don't have to do it right away.
Yeah, that's like one thing. Like, we just don't go through a lot of pickles. Like, we'll go through relish.
I still have pickles from like 2 years ago that I made. We just didn't.
Oh,
The
just 2
refrigerator
years?
pickles I made, those are gone.
if I put a quart jar of pickles on my table and opened them, my kids would eat them in a day, like at a meal. And if I mean, whatever meal I set a jar of pickles on the table, they're gone that meal. They don't last long.
I'm just learning to take my vegetables from the garden, like radishes and carrots, cut them up thin, then take the pickle juice you get from the store and soak them in that.
Yes, pickled vegetables are really good.
And just put them in right in
your own.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, I've done it before. I'm just saying that's the easiest way people can handle.
I'm hoping we have a good morel mushroom season this year, Sacred Smoke. I actually did
really like to learn how to hunt for those.
You have to find elm trees.
Okay.
If you know what an elm tree is, you're in luck. And you have to
We
go
don't have
after
trees around here, but we have morels.
Oh. Maybe it's just a Pennsylvania thing. I don't know. This is what my brother tells me. And you have to go after a thunderstorm at night.
Yeah.
Do you
That's
have,
all
do you have to jump backwards and drink a pint of moonshine too? Just playing.
They just do that so you don't know where their secret spot is when they teach you how to find them. That's why you have to drink a pint of moonshine, so you can never find that spot again. I transplanted morels year before last, and I'm hoping they come up. I did all sorts of fancy things in order to transplant them, and then I also did a mushroom slurry and spread it over my yard with morel mushrooms.
Yeah,
because I picked up the mushrooms someplace where I wouldn't eat them from, So I use them for seed. So we'll see if they come back.
This is dangerous. You're giving me ideas.
You can make a mushroom slurry. You can. It's. You have to kind of ferment them, but you can make a mushroom.
All aboard? I guess she put herself off. But anyway.
My phone was going off. People who know I'm in here on a live or should know are trying to call me during the live who should know better.
That happens.
When people say they watch your live and you know they don't because A, they don't comment, and B, they call you or, bother you, text you during it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the support, guys.
My husband we didn't know what to get my mother-in-law for Christmas, so he bought her mushroom kits. And I was like, ooh, I should get some. Then I saw the
my
price.
husband a mushroom kit for Christmas.
I saw the price and about had a heart attack.
I went to my local farmer's market and I got a kit of mushrooms, 3 bags of mushroom spore, and I put it on my wood chips for the King's Strobomas. And then I went to a class a couple years ago, and it is so easy to inoculate the logs for shiitakes and blue oyster. So I have shiitake mushroom and blue oyster mushroom logs going. So
I got a Mr. Stumpy. No, not a Mr. Stumpy. I can't remember what it was called. There's one on Amazon. It's a company called Mr. Stumpy, and they basically inoculate the piece of wood with like all these spores, and then they'll send them to you. And then you can put them outside or put them in a dark room or whatever, and they'll start growing.
You can go to the grocery store and buy the mushrooms, like the oyster mushrooms, and make they take wooden dowels and inoculate the wooden dowels with the mushroom spore. And then you just take a drill bit, a 1/2-inch drill bit, drill into your logs, put those plugs in with the mushroom spore on it, and seal it with beeswax or cheese wax.
Yeah.
It's really easy to make your own logs. I paid $110 to learn that I could do it for like what I just told you.
Yeah.
And you can buy, if you don't want to make your own plugs, you can buy them. You can order them from any of the big mushroom companies. Yeah. You can grow, some of them you can grow in sawdust, in a bag of sawdust. And if you have a pressure canner, you can sterilize your sawdust and then inoculate it with store-bought mushroom spore.
You just have to be super careful and not like you're supposed to use like for shiitake and stuff. You're supposed to use oak and like hardwoods and stuff. You just have to be really careful where you're getting it from because it could already have mushroom spores in it. And then
logs, if you're doing your logs, you want them to be less than a week old.
Yeah.
You want them fresh cut, less than a week old. You want hardwood, no pines. And some mushrooms are poisonous if they're grown on certain kinds of wood, especially pine and stuff like that. So you want to make sure you have the right wood. So you have to have a good wood cutter.
And that's why you pay $110 for the class.
And that's why I paid $110 for the class.
Well,
Except I didn't learn that at the class. They told me use oak. They didn't tell me why. But
I'm glad you took that class because messing with mushrooms is super dangerous. So,
well, it was a lot of fun, and I got to take home 2 mushroom logs. So I've got my logs now, so it was worth it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, you came home with the log. I mean, it wasn't like you came home with just knowledge. My mushroom shiitake log is still growing, and that was 3 years ago, and it's not supposed to be growing that long, but it's still putting out shiitakes. So
I'll be right back for a sec. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Don't start a fire. Yeah, don't burn my mushroom logs.
Yeah, that's interesting because I would really like to know how to grow shiitakes and oyster mushrooms.
It's really not hard. It's like super easy.
I've canned oyster mushrooms already, and since my husband paid a lot of money for them, I'm afraid to open the jar and use them. I'm like, one of these days we'll have them.
Hi. The link is in the link here if you want to come up too. Come on up. Come on. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun to grow your own mushrooms. And mushroom logs are really easy. Like I said, I paid $110 for this class, and I took home 2 logs. Yeah, you have to soak them in 24 hours. Yeah. If you want them to fruit, you also soak them that they then fruit if you're going to have good weather for them. But they'll produce a couple times a year, so that's pretty cool.
I wonder if there will be ever a class at HOA, because I thought about going next year. But
I don't know.
You have to become a member first.
Yeah. The people that were offering this class, I just found them in my permaculture Facebook group.
Oh.
And they were near me. They were about an hour away. So it was worth it.
Because I live like 3 hours from mushroom country.
Oh.
Since I'm in Pennsylvania.
Yes. You have the button mushrooms. Now those, they grow on compost. In the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yeah,
All right. Well, thanks anyway, David. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. I am so excited. David from Come On Homesteading just bought some new property, and I'm really excited to see his cabin renovation build and what he does with his property. Very excited. So if you haven't checked out, somebody could please put the link down there. I don't know. I think I'm on StreamYard. I can't make him a mod, but nope, I can't. But if somebody could please link his channel, please do. But yeah, it's not hard to grow mushrooms. I haven't tried to do them like they do there, but I think you can go buy them wholesale there from them, can't you?
I have a friend that does, but she also, it's like a 6-hour drive for her there and back.
Mm-hmm.
And then if she goes with her husband, she has to take him to Longwood Gardens. But that's what she does. But yeah, I've thought about doing that, but with the price of gas now, probably wouldn't be even worth it. So that's why I
just watched the grocery store here and get my mushrooms half off, and I dehydrate a lot of them, and then I can some of them.
Yeah,
yes.
So do I.
If you could post, Bruce, if you could post Come On Homestead's link, that would be awesome. Actually, anybody that's in the chat, if you could post their links, please do. I'm all about supporting other channels and making sure everybody goes and checks out everybody else's channels, because there's some really great channels in here today. Some really great channels.
Yeah, for my King portobello mushrooms video that I did last week, I just bought them from Sam's Club because they were just about the same price as you would if you bought them from the store.
Yeah, and when I can mushrooms, I save so much money because that little tiny, what is it, 3-4 ounce? It used to be 4 ounce. I think it's 3 now. For pizza, to get a little can of mushrooms for pizza, I can do a whole pint for the same. It's like 3 something. I can a pint of mushrooms. I can can a couple pints of mushrooms for $3.
Mm-hmm.
I just
So
don't
when
like
I can mushrooms, I save big time.
Yeah, we're still on mushrooms. We're talking about canning mushrooms now.
Now we're canning them.
I just don't like them. I mean, if they're on a pizza, like, I'll eat it. It's not my favorite. Like, I won't just like seek out mushrooms to just eat them. They're rubbery. Sometimes they're dry.
It's texture.
It's gross. But I mean, if they're on a pizza or something, of course I'll eat it. It's not a big deal. But
so not on a Philly cheesesteak either.
No, not really. Oh my god, I know, I'm so picky. I'm sorry.
So that's a video she won't be watching.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I showed how to can portobello mushrooms last week.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
portobellos are my favorite. Those are not ones I grow, but those King strabismus are supposed to be like almost dinner plate, teacup plate size, and they're bright red, and they're like a burgundy wine color, and they're supposed to be really big, and you can grow them in wood chips. Well, I have a mountain of wood chips, so at the end of the season at the farmer's market, it was buy one get one free, and when I told the guy what I was doing, he gave me an extra one. So I got 3 bags of mushroom spore to inoculate my wood chips. So I'm really hoping that I get some sort of harvest this year from them. So I like the lobster mushrooms. They actually have a lobster mushroom, and it tastes like lobster. Yes, wine cap is another name for this mushroom.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know at the Pennsylvania Farm Show, like they have, food court and the mushroom or the vegetable grower stand. They just have these big mushrooms sandwiches that I know Courtney would just love.
Now, I've had garden burgers where like the garden burger is like made out of mushrooms and they're chopped up real fine, almost like in a mush, and like made into a patty. That's fine. I could do that garden burger, but there's just something about the mushroom in itself. Now, I will try them. I will try anything. And then there is one specifically I'd love to try. It's the chicken of the woods. Like I would like to try that to see what it tastes like, but it's not something I just seek out to eat.
I like the dryad saddle mushrooms. That's the one I was telling you about the other day that smells like cucumber. You would like that one. It smells like cucumber, and when you slice it and fry it, it has more of a steak-like consistency.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I actually dried a bunch of that. I made a bunch of mushroom powder, and I throw that in my soup. So, I took a class. My parents taught me how to forage for spring mushrooms, which is great. The morels and the beefsteaks. I had a bad experience with beefsteaks, so I will forage them, but I won't eat them. But I took a class with the president of the, I can't think of it, whatever the name for mushroom is in the Greek or Latin society. I can't think of it from Midwest here. She's a nun, and she lives really close to me, and I've taken her class twice. And so now I'm starting to eat some of that's where I learned to identify the chicken of the woods and the dryad saddle and the lobster mushrooms. They're fall mushrooms. So I'm starting to learn a little bit, but I like to learn hands-on. If I'm going to eat something I forage, I have to learn hands-on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I recommend that for everyone because you could totally mess up. That's like, yeah, that's scary.
Chaga is a fungus, but it's not a mushroom. I don't think it's a tree fungus that grows on a tree. It's not technically a mushroom. And I think it grows only on birch, if I'm not mistaken, which I could be because I haven't foraged it yet. I've looked for it, but I haven't found it to forage. The things I find on birch trees, I'm not sure if it's chaga or some other tree fungus. Again, I need someone to teach me hands-on. The puffballs, you have to cut them. Same as the morels. Make sure that they don't have any. If they're hollow, they're not good. I do know that.
I think puffballs grow in my yard.
Puffballs grow in your yard?
Or at least in my grandfather's place, they did. They were like this big.
I like to step on them, especially if they like do some kind of weird. You ever do that? Step on them and they go, and then yeah.
Yeah, as kids we used to throw them at each other. We were quite fun kids. My mom's motto was, "It's light outside. You need to be outside." Here's a sandwich for lunch. I'll see you when it's dark out. We'll have dinner.
My mom used to say, Courtney's gonna love this one. Go outside and get the stink blowed off. Or the shit blowed off.
What?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Just to get us outside. Go get the
I love it. That's so awesome.
Hi, Rem's Family Farm. Thanks for coming in. We've went from canning to planting seeds to
mushrooms.
foraging to growing mushrooms. I mean,
Leanne is so freaking awesome. I love you.
You forgot coffee.
And coffee. Well, coffee is always the topic with me. You're not on Facebook. I think I love coffee memes even more than coffee. So I post 5 or 6 daily coffee memes about how much I love coffee. I even got, like the Nutella. Just a minute. I'll show you. I'll be right back. I have one that's made with coffee beans.
I want to make Nutella from scratch, but I can't find hazelnuts.
Yeah. Hazelnuts is also called a filbert, isn't it?
I have no idea. You're giving me ideas.
I love filberts. That's why I think filberts and hazelnuts are the same thing. So check them out.
All right. We're going to put it on my sheet for later.
This is nudge. Instead of like peanut butter or Nutella, this is made with coffee beans. 2 teaspoons is the same as a cup of coffee.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you can put that in your Vitamix and make a butter?
I put it on toast.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Well,
But yeah, you could make a smoothie with it. You can do.
You have to add oil?
It has oil on top. You have to stir it back in, but it has a consistency of like Amish peanut butter.
Interesting.
Amish peanut butter.
You know how you have the oil you have to stir back in?
Oh,
the
you mean
old
like
school where
naturally
you have to
made.
stir the oils in.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just call that Mennonite made then.
I don't know what the shelf life of this is because I had 3 of these and I ate them all within a month, and this is my 4th one.
Well, homemade peanut butter should be eaten in 7 days.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's what they say.
Probably goes rancid.
I haven't figured out how to make it yet, Bruce, but
Ow.
I'm trying to find the expiration date on this one. I don't know. It has a long expiration date, though. And you can buy it on Amazon, and no, I'm not affiliated. I'm just addicted.
Just an addict.
Just a coffee addict.
My mother-in-law can drink coffee and go to bed.
Not I.
No,
I used
have
to be
cut
able to do
myself
that.
off here pretty soon. This will be my last cup for today, and then I start on. Drink English breakfast tea now for the evening.
Oh, I love
Oh, Thor
Chinese
Raven
English
Farm.
breakfast. That's my tea. Oh, it's so good. Hey, Thor
I have
Haven.
a passion fruit tea right now. It's too fruity for me, but my son likes it. He's drinking that. It's really healthy, though. I was trying to get all of the stuff in it for healthy reasons, but I can't stand to drink it.
I have oolong tea, and it's supposed to be negative 67 calories.
But yeah, it's supposed to be good for you. So.
I have a lot of oolong too. I just like that. They usually have it like in Chinese restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I should make some iced tea. I wonder
Theirs is better though. I don't know why. Every time I make it, I'm expecting this wonderful tea, and again, it's like not nearly as good as the Asian restaurants.
Well, they seep it too. Like the water temperature has to be just right. I'm not
like coffee.
I use my Keurig to make my tea, so I'm probably not getting the temperature right.
Same here.
You're not supposed to actually boil the tea in the water. You're supposed to seep it in hot water.
So maybe 150 degrees.
I don't know. My son is really into vanilla chai tea, and my friend from India made us real Indian chai tea. So he's not into the like buy it from the store variety. He's into like, Mom, will you heat the milk and make the chai tea like our friend did? And I'm like, all right.
I like Earl Grey, but they have an Irish breakfast tea too. Have you had that?
No.
Yeah, they have a Twinings has an Irish breakfast and an English breakfast. I like the English breakfast, but I like the Irish breakfast too.
Ooh, I'll have to get that next time.
Twinings is so good, but it's expensive. But I love their teas.
I buy the rose tea because they have the little things in the box too.
Yeah.
Ceramic things.
My grandmother used to collect those. My great grandmother actually, she used to collect those. It'd all be on her windowsill.
I put them in my sandbox and bury them for the kids to find.
That's awesome.
My mom had them along the stovetop. Talk about retro.
I'm a grandma lady. What can I say?
Oh Lord.
I'm surprised my husband hasn't come in for lunch yet. It's getting to be what time?
Busy.
Oh, yeah. it's almost 2:00. We probably ought to get off of here soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm going
Yeah.
out to dinner tonight with my mom. So
Yeah, I'll let you ladies go. I'm gonna go ahead and close down. You got to
Well-
get lunch made, and
You'll have to check me out on Daz's live tonight. We're doing community announcements.
Daz,
Oh.
Aussie
Yeah.
cooking. Daz, oh cool.
And Yogi Hall of Farms will be there as well.
Awesome.
oh, okay.
So we'll be celebrating milestones and all kinds of stuff.
I cannot drink tea that has been or coffee that has been through the digestive system of an animal. No. Bye, Thor. All right. Well, I'm gonna end here. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being in there.
Well, thanks for inviting me,
supporting.
Tammy.
Thanks for inviting me
Thanks,
up. I
LeAnne.
just didn't want to be
Thanks.
rude and pop up right away.
No, you are always welcome, Courtney. You're always welcome too, LeAnne. Open
All
panel
right.
on Saturdays. All right.
All right.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.